Hi everyone, it's the 9th of April. We're just going to quick walk around the garden, have a look how things are going. Not much change in the garden, to be honest. Seedling wise, I've not been down to the plot because I don't know if I'm allowed really, because you get different sort of information online whether you can or you can't drive to your plot, so it's just all a bit hit and miss at the moment. So I thought I might pot some of my seedlings on just to buy me a bit more time, because it's going to get a bit hectic, you know, and could start running out of space. But I can hold them off for a few weeks, and that's great. So I don't know if you can see, but I think just coming into shot, people have been asking how he is. Sun's been out, so finally Kain's outside. We've got a lettuce here for him to start chomping on. So if you don't know what Kain is, he's an African spurred tortoise, so that's a sulcata. He's about 13. He's got him in 2007, so he's 13 this year. So yeah, he's doing fine. He likes being outside. They don't hibernate, so he's awake 12 months of the year. So I have a little indoor enclosure for him. It's not massive, but it does the job for now. He will get a lot bigger over time. But as you can see, he's got a pretty monstrous diet, you know, and we're not going to supermarkets and stuff like that. I'm running out of food, so luckily he's been able to come out and graze. But I've only got a few weeks. I should be able to get some lettuce from then, from the garden. So yeah, still got him. He's doing perfectly fine. I'm enjoying his sunshiny weather outside. So I'll leave him be with this lettuce so he can finish devouring that, and we'll have a look around the garden. Okay. Well, I wasn't going to show you any potting on, but I thought, oh, what the hell, it's a nice day. So I thought I'll just do 3. I've got a load to do that, but I'll just do 3 for now, and then you can see how I'm doing it. So currently, all my brassicas are in these little tiny pots, and they're just drying out. I mean, this was watered actually last night, and it's dry as a bone now already. So there's too much green for the amount of sort of moisture it can take up, so it's evaporating faster than it can sort of take it in. So it just stresses it and it checks the plant, and it'll ultimately it makes it want to go to seed earlier. So you end up with a small plant and a small broccoli head or cauliflower and so on. So you're aiming to try and I'm just aiming to buy a bit more time, you know, until I can get down to the plot. Should you know, that'll be okay, which I'll have a chat about that. So I've got my little spade handle dibber here. I'm just going to put a bit of compost. It's just multi-purpose compost that, you know, I've just put a bit of sand with it. Filling these till they're about 1/3 full. And get my other stack of pots and just tramping it down. And then, instead of trying to get one of these pots and try and fill it around the pot, because there's not much room to get the compost down, I'm going to use my dibber to move 2 pots out of the way, and then simply just lob some compost around the sides. They were just tapping it down lightly, and then sort of osculate it around. It's a bit conical shaped. Get another one of these empty pots, which is the same size, drop that in there, and then push it down. And because it's sort of concave, it should pack it all to the sides. Just make sure it's nice and pushed down. Tap it down your hand a few times. So the pot's bulging a bit on the side, so it's nice, and you know, there's plenty of compost in there. And then just kind of repeat that. Ideally, be better for in the evening, because this is very hot in this polytunnel at the moment, you know, which you have to be careful you don't overheat. It's all a bit of a faff. It's an extra job that I didn't intend on doing, because usually they'll go straight from them little pots into the raised beds at the allotment. But when that's going to be, I don't know yet. So I'm just actually potting on as much as my compost will let me, because I don't really want to run out. And it just gives me, I mean, they'll go into these other pots, which will give me another 2 to 3 weeks, which is quite a bit of time, really. And I mean, it's still a case of they'll need watering, every few days. I have to keep an eye on it. Obviously, they're a bit more time consuming to plant out at that size, because I mean, that size they're kind of ideal. Little bulb planter's great for that sort of thing. So simply these 3 pots, carefully pull the inside one out, so you should be left with a hollow hole, which is ideally matched to your actual plants. In this case, give it a little squeeze around the sides and a tap. So there's your root ball. So it's dry as anything. Nestle it in, press it down. I'm just going to put a little bit of compost around the top, just firm it down, and then I'll soak these to water them until the top goes dark. I want it to get nice and damp right the way through. And then these are floppy at the moment, these leaves, because obviously it's lacking water, so they'll soon perk up. So once you've done a few pots, it's if you get about 10 ready, it's not so bad. I mean, it's only minutes at the end of the day, but it's better than risking losing on the plants. So these are the Aquil's broccoli. Some are a bit more stubborn. I mean, that one's got a little bit of moisture in it. So it won't take long, these other roots will reach out into the fresh compost. Because obviously I need to give them time to bite that compost up with, fill it with roots. Otherwise it'll all fall to pieces when I try and knock them out of it. So that's them 3 done. I've got all my brassicas to do. The Brussels sprouts I might pop on a bit more, I don't know. So I'll come and get the camera and I'll have a look around. Right, we might as well start off up the top end of the garden, see how things are going. We'll go to the carrot box. How well you can see, but we have a little bit of germination going on. Not on all of them, I think just on 2 of them so far. So we'll just see how they go. I've left them uncovered today. Usually I cover them up just to try and stop the sun from drying them out until they've germinated, but I don't want to be blocking all the light off, so they end up really leggy. I'll just show you in the shed. Excuse the mess, I can hardly get in here. It's an absolute mess, but it's all my seed potatoes. The plan is, I've got way more than what I need, because to get them in at the allotment there's going to be like 6 rows, I think. About 20 of them, 20 of them, 20 of them, 20 of them, probably 28 of the Orla, which are down there. King Eddies are in, Sarpole mirrors are done, which I'll show you in a minute. There's some old, I was going to prick these out and use them because they've been held back. But I noticed some little aphids on them the other day, so I thought I'd get them out of the way. Give them a blast with some water. They seem to have gone, so maybe I'll use them up, I don't know. I've sown some more anyway. Right, so these are the Durham early spring greens. They've started to take now, they're getting a bit of top growth on them. There's a row of radish in here and 2 rows of carrots. I've got some footage somewhere. If I can find it, I'll put it on. If not, it was just basically two drills going down each side, and there's like 3 varieties. I think there's sweet candle, sugar snacks, and Nance. I think, yeah. There's a radish. They're getting on. So another week or so harvest time. Now my onions. to buy me more time, they were in the tiny little trays, so I decided to put them on into these 40 cell. So I mean, these are like four or five times the capacity what they had before, so it'll give them a bit of time, they'll get nice and strong, they won't be stressed. They do dry out quick. Hence what this is capillary matting. These trays are sat on it, and this water will just flow through that, and they'll take up, you know, if you can, instead of keep flooding them from the top, it's trying to get that continuous moisture through, trying to maintain a level of moisture but not flooding them. This little contraption excuse me, I put here because I need to make some room in the polytunnel, so all my garlic's under there. It's just to allow wind to pass through, so it'll firm them up a bit, but if it suddenly pours it down, they're not going to get all flooded. Same, the other onions are under there as well. Altogether there's like 120 onions. I won't have room for them all, but nearly all of them. A little bowl of spinach there. Start picking that. That's the Missouri lettuce. Another week or so, can start picking that. There's nothing started to germinate in the sweet candle box yet. There's some leftover sweet peas that usually my sister would have, but when I can get them to her, I don't know. Under the current circumstances, the COVID going around. Another box of lettuce. It's just some that I pricked out from leftover seedlings. I thought, well, I might as well put them to use. A couple of swift potatoes. Put 2 in here. It's just a 12-litre pot. My own compost. But, it's a bit dry on the top, but it's pull some of the lower stuff. It's damp enough. And worm in there as well. So I'll just might as well just use the space. So if I get a few small spuds, great. Show you down rest of the garden before we go into the polytunnel. Got some more peas about 2 days ago. The other ones are really, I don't know what's going on here. A real dense patch. And these are patchy. Same compost and everything, so I don't know, but either way, I've been putting a few more peas in here and there. The mice have had a few. Just trying to thicken them up, but like I say, they just dry out so quick in a minute, and if you overwater them, they rot. So in these, I've got 6 tubs down there. They're the Sarpo mirrors. So I only had like 13 of them, so I thought instead of using a rope at the allotment, I'll put 2 to a pot. It's spent compost, it's been used before, it's mixed half with my own as well. And just got some feed in it, and it's got a little bit of manure in the bottom. It's fairly fresh manure, but it's not too rich. Just like a couple of inches at the bottom. And they're going to end up tucked into one of these beds. I've no flowers in them. Just pots dotted around at the moment. This is the lettuce tray that I sold, I think it was 15th of March. It's like, what, 26 days ago, something like that. I think it's having the packet ready in 40 days. So I'd say you could start picking from that now if you wanted to. It's quite densely sown. Once you start picking, you know, you can take quite a bit off each plant. You know, and if you want to thin it out, you can thin it out and take some out as well. Just keep it watered and keep picking, because once it gets very dense, you'll get a bit of blanching going on, and you'll get some smaller plants that'll give up. But you need to keep it clean down there, because once you start getting any rotting off, there's a little one there. You know, at some point it'll either grow or it'll get pulled out. But you know, as a bait, I'll pull a leaf off now. So when you're going to harvest anything like this, you need to know where you can see. You need to get it right. Just kind of twist the stem. You know, so you've got a little baby lettuce leaf there. You know, which I'll leave that go. I'll give it Kain in a minute. Move out of the way. Put it down there. So you start. Say these were Thompson and Morgan. Oh yeah, they look alright. Moving further down this way. Strawberries I've tidied up. spring onions from overwintered, tidied them up, moved them out of the way down here in case they've got any rust or out like that. Seem okay at the moment. And start picking these. I mean, you know, there's plenty of years, but once you tidy them up, they look tatty as anything at first, but once you tidy them up a bit, they're okay. There's some more Missouri lettuce here, I thought, well, I'll use the edge. I've had a lot of that flatworm in these beds. I don't know if any of you see it. I thought they're like a leech, but I only found in this bed. I've looked online, they're supposed to eat a lot of worms. So I thought, well, rather than finding them and dispatching of them, another pricking out less some rocket here, like little gems and stuff. Just have as baby leaf. The sweet peas, don't know how many's in, but they're all in. You know, so it's just a case of keep coming out and sort of propping them to until a tendril grabs all that. Like here, tendrils are grabbing on, and then you can either cut out the top or the sides. It's up to you what you want to do. So that's 18-foot net of sweet peas. So once they grab hold, you know, the next month they should start growing, hopefully, and I'll get all the seeds off them. I'm going to have a look at the polytunnel now, see what's going on here. It's a bit of a mess at the moment. So I've just been doing that a bit. We've got tomatoes, this tray of tomatoes here, and there's another tray on the floor down there at the moment. These are actually a complete backup. These I've got exactly the same amount of varieties up in the attics under the lights, because I need to thin them out. So I've brought some out here, and so if I lose these to a frost or something, I've got that upstairs. But I'll swap them around a bit so they all get a bit of outside time, because when they've been outside they don't half sturdy up, you know, the stem on them, because if they're by the door here, so you get a bit of breeze on them and they firm up. The ones in the attic will be a lot softer. So, and these were some that I never even potted on. The problem is, you say, I usually give some to family, and then what I don't use, I'll sell them to a local shop, but the shop's shut. So inevitably it looks like a lot of these are going to be destined for the compost heap, because there's no way I can home like 50 odd tomato plants, no chance. So the beetroot, if it's okay, it'll end up at the plot. If not, I'll just sell some direct, but at the moment it's still growing. Leeks, I think these are ones that get Sue, I think she's called, that sent me last year the seeds for them, which I thought I grew last year's leeks and some of this year. I've still got some left, and I think you mentioned about sending us some more, so yeah, if you want to, Sue, that'd be very much appreciated, because I always grow musselburgh. Spring onions, not be far from getting ready to be planted out. Just some bits of petunias then. Lettuce, some rocket, and then more lettuce, iceberg and red salad bowl and little gems. Brussels sprouts at the top here. You know, these are getting plenty of roots on them. They might end up needing potting on into, they're in 7cm pots, so they might go up to a 12cm pot at the moment. You know, next, just depends. And then under here I've got some more cauliflower there that's getting ready to go into some bigger pots as well. The potatoes are swift. These are some lettuce left over from sowings, so I can either prick them out and pot them on, or plant them out, or just pick it like that if you fancy a quick salad butty or something. Some more swift. The Kelsey onions, I think there's 36 there, but one of them's a bit of a runt, so I'll probably throw that. It's just down there. Probably throw that one away. But I've got 35, and I have no idea where they're going to go. There's some, the golden acre that I've already potted on just before. They're soaking. I've got a capillary mat in there, and hopefully they'll give them a bit more time in that. Some more cauliflower. So all that seems to be doing okay. A couple more tomatoes over there. So that's it for the walk around. So I don't know where anything's going to go as such yet. These were the They were the runner beans, but the seeds were duff, so I've flicked them out and I've put Borlotti beans in. Don't know where they're going to go yet. Oh, King Edwards are in tubs under here still, not coming through yet, thank God. So anyway, we'll have a chat about this COVID and the situation I'm in at the moment. That's pretty much a look round everything in the garden. Like the current circumstances, you know, with the whole COVID-19 thing, it's a bit hit and miss whether I can go down to the plot. You know, I can't find a definite answer whether I'm allowed to. You know, I've not been down, like I say, from whenever the last video I did from noon. I got my raised beds ready, so I've no idea how things are there. I've not dug my spud bed over. I've been planning out where to put my spuds. I think I kind of worked out something like 6 rows, or something like that. I've got like 20 Duke of York, 20 Charlotte, 20 Maris Peer, 20 Jazzies, and then something like 2 rows of 14 Orla, so that's like 28 Orla. That's all I can fit in my bed if I leave my peanut up. But like I say, it's, if they get there, I don't know. Usually they go in around now, so that's going to have to be a sort of dig it and plant them at the same time sort of thing, I should imagine. But you know, it's not a 5-minute job. You know, and the restrictions on if I can go to my plot, and if I can, how long can I stay there. You know, and I've got a good few days to do there to get everything in. But this is a predicament I'm in, you see, because the whole situation going on. You know, I've not been working at all. And the last time I went near a shop, it's 2 weeks ago. So I haven't left the boundaries of the property. You know, furthest I've been is the bottom of the garden. You know, because in this household, you know, I'm shielding, you know, my father. You know, he's in his mid-70s, my partner. You know, and she's asthmatic. You know, and my breathing's not so great because I suffered with pneumonia. About 5 years ago. You know, so since then, you know, it doesn't help because, yeah, I do smoke. I'd love to give up. I probably have to because I can't get any tobacco anywhere. So, you know, I've not got much left. So when that runs out, that's it. You know, I'm not going to take the risk to go and get that. You know, I've managed to get an online shop ordered, but there's people out there who are really dependent on that. You know, and us who have allotments, yeah, we are dependent for the moment. But if we can all get stuff out and be sensible, so all the social distancing, so your idea is go to your plot. Yeah, it's okay to speak from a distance, but your thing is get there and do what you need to do on your plot, and keep, like I say, keep all the hand sanitizers. You know, if you've got to boil your own kettle or wear gloves, just protect yourself. You know, but I mean, it's like the whole, you know, spraying a gate latch with disinfectant before you open it. You know, wearing gloves, wiping your door handles down on your vehicle and your steering wheel, you know. But ideally, if you leave the van sanitised and you go back into your van sanitised, it should be a sanitised area. Well, mine is, because I'm the only person who goes in my van. So I look at the plot for me is kind of like an extended isolation of my house, because I go from the house into my van and then from my van to my plot. So it's like an isolated ring. That's the way I personally look at it. You know, and I've posted on some social networking pages, and some of the replies that some people get for stuff, there's no need for people being nasty. You know, we're only trying to find out if we can grow stuff, and they just say, like, you know, stay at home means stay at home. But you've seen people going on a bike ride and stuff, you know, they need the exercise. Well, growing veg is exercise for me. You know, and unfortunately my plot isn't within walking distance, but surely it's a far less risk for me to put anyone in my household at risk if I go to my allotment, because that way I'm safer going there than going into any supermarket or shop, because it's a risk I just can't really take, going to supermarkets. I mean, if I catch it, I might have a rough time of it, but people like my father, they probably won't do well because they've got underlying issues, and so I have to completely kind of lock down as much as I can, and for how long that's going to be, I don't know. Luckily I'm in a predicament where I'm sensible with my money, so I've saved for a rainy day, and now it's a rainy day. Well, it's sunny for a change, but which is nice. For the only time it is sunny, I'm kind of like stuck here. I'm looking for jobs to do in the garden now, but I've got a plot that needs a lot of work doing on it. But I just don't know whether I'm legally allowed. Nobody wants to give you a definite answer. I don't know who to ask the question to or how to get the question out there, that it needs to be put in a document whether going to an allotment is officially, providing you follow all the criteria, to make it so you're allowed. Because the whole population of the UK, with all the allotment growers, you can produce a bit of food and you can help local people, with your surplus. In times of need, people will muck together. Yeah, there's still the idiots out there who are, congregating in the groups, and the kids are all congregating. But that's down to them, and the police need to be dealing with that rather than picking on a few people who just want to go and grow a bit of plot, bit of food at the plot. We're not doing any harm. Yeah, there's the risk that you might have an accident on the way and need an ambulance, but I might trip coming out the back door. I might fall in the house and need an ambulance. It's just getting up in the morning, getting out of bed. It's a risk. You never know. But all I do know is that a supermarket or a shop is a public area, and I'm in close proximity. Even if I can practice social distancing with others, because the last time I went to a shop, I was trying to keep my distance, but people were just walking past, and you think, and then you come home and you spend the next week or two concerned, thinking, have I picked it up? And I hate that feeling, because you just think you're waiting, thinking, waiting for the symptoms, and it's not a nice feeling. Because I have a lot of lot that depends on me in some ways, to provide. And food is the one thing I can provide. So if I go downhill, it's a bit tricky. It puts other people at risk then. It's not like my sisters can help out because they don't drive. So my sisters haven't been anywhere near for weeks now, and probably a month. So just kind of completely locked down to this household and its boundaries, and it's tricky to get that definite answer. The whole ban thing, so I know I posted a video the other day, it's not everybody's cup of tea, it's got a few thumbs down, but whoever gives it a thumbs down, I wish they'd actually say why. They might not like music, but it's part of my life, and we're in the process of doing another song at the moment, so there'll be another video coming up, but if I put it on my channel, I don't know, but I'll put a link to the band's YouTube page and the Facebook page in the description. So if any of you like following the music, you can have a look at that. So I'm not going to tell you what the song is, but it's an older one from the probably the 70s. It's a sweet song, I'll tell you that much. So that'll probably be going up probably next week. I've recorded my parts right now, so I'm just waiting for drummer and the bass player and the guitarist to record their instruments and vocals, and then mix it all together and put it online. And so we're still trying, to make the music and that, and it's difficult. It's much easier when you can all get in the same room, but we've not been together for like nearly a month, so you have to sort of keep it flowing, otherwise it can easily fall apart. So anyway, that's the music side. So if any of you have sort of commented on the music, or enjoy following the music, then thanks, that's great, because it's one of the things that, bands are great, but they don't last forever, and it's a little sort of chapter of your life that you enjoy. And it's difficult for me because none of you will really know that I'm quite hard of hearing. I don't have hearing aids. I lost a lot of my hearing when I was 18, which was just as I was learning to play the guitar. So I had a lot stacked against me. So it's always an ongoing challenge. I'm pretty much 90% deaf, in my left ear, and I've only got about 40-50% in my right. So it's an ongoing challenge. It is challenging, but no one would really know. And I'm okay with that. Because it keeps a challenge. You think I will do this, and sometimes it does your head in, and you think I can't do this anymore. But the people say, "Oh, just keep going. You're doing all right." So I just do the best I can. So anyway, that's enough waffle. So everyone take care and stay safe. And hopefully all this will soon be over, but I think it's going to be a little while yet. It's probably going to be the bulk of this year before things are going to even enter slightest normality. And the sort of the after effects of it all will take a long time to recover economically and everything. But I suppose, there's one good thing to come out of this, that maybe more people will grow their own, which is a very good thing, because it's something that seems to be dying out in the generations. There's a lot of the older generation, they've got a skill, that can pass down to so many people. But people just seem to be too busy, on the devices and not getting out. You only see so many seasons in your lifetime, and you spend them all cooped up in a house. So get out and enjoy, the garden, the seasons, the sunshine when we get it. But it has been nice last couple of weeks, very nice. How long it lasts, I don't know. There will be the rains, they'll come. Probably the day I do get to my plot, that's when it'll start hoofing it down with rain. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, and hopefully there'll be a video from the plot if I go. Like I say, if you leave any sort of suggestions in the comments below, or links to anything where it's properly defined, because I know I've seen like bits of publications where a doctor said yes, it's a good thing, but you need something that's legal. So if you get pulled over, you can say, well, I've got a plot, here's a proof that I've got a plot. If you don't believe me, I'll say, hey, watch my YouTube channel, there's my plot. But I can only grow so much in the garden. So if I can't get to the plot, I'm going to have to think about what I can grow, because I haven't got a lot of room down there, which kind of makes the whole allotment thing a bit of a washout, which is a nightmare, but it is what it is, and you just make the best of what you can. So take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.